Hey folks, I'm Rupali, your host, and welcome back to Crime Hack. Let's get back to our story Mystery of the Catacombish Tunnels with part 16 today. Nayak Brothers and the Mystery of the Catacombish Tunnels by Rupali Rajapathe Roti, part 16. On the investigation trail of their first case about Aakash's beat up, Raj and Sandy have gotten beaten up themselves. Now they must work under the spotlight where the main suspect, Priya, decides to join hands with them. Searching the site where Aakash was beaten up, Sandy is disappointed about not finding any clues. But Priya sees something twinkling on the other side of the road. And now. She rushed to the spot to see what it was. Under other circumstances, she would not have paid attention, but this time she felt an urge to find something. Reaching the spot, she picked up a ring and it grabbed her attention. It had a peculiar design, a snake design made in gold, which was very unusual. Such a design would usually be made in artificial fancy rings, not in gold. She was deep in thought when Sandy trotted up by her side. "You found something!" he shouted in triumph, and she snapped out of her trance. But they had to agree that even though they had found this ring, it didn't mean it could be used as evidence. After all, it was found on the other side of the road. So this ring may have been dropped by some innocent passerby for all they knew. Sandy needed to talk to Aakash again before considering it as a valid clue. Pocketing the ring, they moved on. Once on the road, Sandy gave a word of caution. "I think it will be better if we don't meet in college." It was more for his sake than hers. An SMS or call could be good when no one's snooping around. And Priya agreed. Priya wanted to go home now, so Sandy dropped her a few blocks from her house. She didn't want her family or neighbors to see that a guy was dropping her off, creating unnecessary confusion and complications. Sandy then headed for the hospital. Aakash had been moved from the ICU and his parents had secured a room for him. Sandy headed straight there. "Hi Aakash, how are you?" he asked cheerfully. "Fine," Aakash replied, sitting up. "But tell me, how's Raj?" Sandy nodded and then smiled at the pile of textbooks that had found their way into the hospital. "And you?" Aakash looked Sandy from head to toe. "They've told me everything when he visited this morning," and Sandy realized that Aakash was made aware about the ambush. "So Raj was right, huh?" Aakash was breathless in fear. "These men are dangerous. But I was right too. Maybe we should just leave them be and mind our own business." Sandy rolled his eyes and responded, "It's only because they are dangerous that we need to find them. Don't you get it?" Sandy was very sure of this. Now we have information that something nasty is underway, and there's no way we are leaving them be. Can't the policemen handle it rather than you guys? Well, I don't think they will show themselves to the policemen, but us? We are easy bait, and that's our leverage. "Leverage?" Aakash asked incredulously. "Don't you see what you're stepping into?" "Boss, we have already stepped into dog shit. There's no turning back now. All we can do is try and clean up." Aakash remained quiet, but Sandy could see he didn't agree. So he continued empathetically. "I know how you feel, Aakash, and you're right at that. But we are not wrong either, and we intend to see it through. We know you're worried about Dev. I'm worried about you too, stupid." Aakash retorted back, and Sandy bit his lip. "I didn't mean it like that," Sandy explained. "I understand we don't agree on this point, but doesn't mean we should fight over it, does it? Each one of us is doing what we are doing because we care for each other, right?" Aakash nodded. "So let's help each other out." "Okay," Aakash sighed. "What do you need?" Sandy produced the ring he had found. "Ever seen this?" "Whose is it?" "That's what I want to find out." "Do you remember any of your attackers wearing this?" Sandy persisted. "Nope. I was blinded, remember? Before that, the first guy? I didn't notice." I found this ring on the other side of the road from where you were ambushed. So, if you could tell me in detail how the attack actually happened and progressed, I will be able to determine whether this is a clue to your attackers or not. Akash got on. Ah, I see what you mean. Then he proceeded to tell him every detail, and Sandy stood still, looking at the events through his mind's eye. As soon as Akash reached the point where the man hurled dirt in his eyes, Sandy stopped him. He jumped off the stool and with his two hands drew virtual parallel lines. Suppose this is the road and you were going in this direction. He then lay on the floor and said, "The man was lying on the road like this. Am I right?" And Akash agreed with minor corrections. Sandy resumed, "You then approached him from his right side." Saying so, he jumped up and put on the act of Akash approaching the man. Then you squatted by his side to observe him. Squatting down, he measured his height in the sitting position. "You are almost my height, so I can consider this rough measurement for real." Then he resumed the position of the man lying on the road, slid the ring on his finger, and said, "The man then turned like this and using force hurled the dirt in your eyes. When his hand flew through the air with the virtual dirt, the ring slid through his finger, made a trajectory in the air, and landed at a distance." Sandy got up and walked the short distance to the ring, counting his steps. 9, he announced, stopping by the ring. Considering a variation of plus or minus 2, he lingered to think, and then smiled with satisfaction. Now we are talking. If you like the story so far, please subscribe, click the bell icon, support the channel, and don't forget to share. Those getting introduced to this channel, please hear the story from part 1. Also, there is a lot more to come, like how to save yourself from being a victim or a criminal, what to do if you have already become one, and how to get out of the victim or criminal mentality, what to do if you find yourself in a desperate situation, business opportunities with zero or minimal investment so survival doesn't become a reason for you to turn to crime, and many more such things. The main purpose of this channel is to help you in real life and in real situations. So spread the word to everyone. You never know who will benefit from what content on this channel. The Patreon account link is given on the video. Please contribute what you can so I could produce more of such helpful content. I publish a new episode every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday with bonus contents on other days. So keep a lookout. Until next time, keep safe. Namaste.